positive side, on the flip side of everything that's going on in this crisis, global crisis. With me is Sonia, pardon me, I forgot your last name, Meyer?
Wires.
Wires.
Sonia Wires.
Sorry about that. Sonia Meyers. She's Belgian American living in France, multiculti. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do for a living, please?
Sure, of course. You could call me a happiness coach if you want, but inside that, I'm a Gestalt therapist. I'm an author. I've written a book, Happiness Now, a Guided Journey. I also speak, so I've done a TEDx and various talks on things, and I try to help people express their true happiness.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really interesting. How do you do that?
How do I help people express their true happiness?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Well, so in my therapy work, the first thing I do is listen, and I help people first take stock of where you are. Actually, I think there's nothing possible, no change is possible until you really take stock of where you are. So that's the first step. And then it really depends. It depends on the person. Actually, I don't have like a flicks. For some, it's a long path. For some, it's another path. But I can give you. Do you want me to go into a story like right now about this weekend, and that can tie into that? Or
yeah, that'd be good. Yes, we're still waiting for the two other speakers. They seem to have some tech issues. Yeah, please share whatever story you want to share.
Yes. Well, so the story that's related to this crisis is I kind of felt a bit of a sense of impending doom already 8 days ago, and I kind of self-confined a bit early. But this weekend I was having a bit of trouble with that. Like I was feeling the loneliness. I'm divorced, and my kids are sometimes with their dad, sometimes with me. So this in other ways could have been just a weekend without the kids like any other, except it wasn't. And so I was really feeling isolation, a little bit like being alone on Christmas Day, you know? And I just kind of sat with that, and I didn't like it. And then Monday morning I woke up and I felt a little bit more hopeful. And that's when I got the notification on my phone from a friend who recommended that I get in touch with you for this. And so it was like, as I came to terms with my isolation of sorts, then there came an opportunity to communicate, to be in contact, to get some visibility. And really the lesson that I take from that, but that I've taken time and time again, and if you look in your life, probably you can find this lesson, is if you can go through whatever it is that you don't like, whatever feeling that you don't like, you can sit with it, you'll go through it. On the other side of it is something that is better for the fact that you were able to sit with it.
How do you go through with it, with this feeling? How do you do that?
How do I do that? It's as much as possible, relinquish control, I would say, like let go. Like, so what I might do is I might exercise, I might meditate. I have a breathing exercise that's really quick that I can show you if you want. I mean, I didn't make it up, but it's really helpful for me. So long as I'm alone, if you want, I can go.
Why not?
I'm going to stand up. Okay. I'm going to show you. So,
okay.
Can you find and this is for all your viewers, like if you can find your diaphragm. For the ladies, it's like just under your bra and your diaphragm. And we're just going to do 3 inhale out, inhale and then exhale. In breath, out breath. That's what I mean. Slowly. And think when you inhale. So now I'm explaining to you, but then I will guide you a little bit. Think that your lungs are not completely full when you think they're full, especially when you're stressed. So let's go. Okay.
You inhale. Quick question. Inhale through your mouth or your nose?
Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth.
Okay. Okay, good. Let's do it together. Are you going to count? Let's count.
So let's count. Let's try to inhale to 4, okay?
Okay.
2, 3, 4, and then blow out. One more.
Nice. I feel calmer already.
And so if you really do it, and sometimes 3 is not enough. Like for people who don't have a habit of a contemplative practice or of a grounding practice, 3, sometimes you feel, yeah, that helps a little bit, but not enough. Do 3 more. And it really, and if I can just give a word on that, is that when we're stressed, even just low grade stress, like our breathing gets a little bit more shallow, our pulse goes up a little bit. Well, it goes the other way. If you slow down your breath and you expand your breath,
Slow everything down.
you slow down your heart rate, and it lowers your anxiety, your stress in the moment, which then gives you more access to your
brain capacity.
And
yeah, that's true. Because when we're stressed, our brain is taken over. Same with emotions. If we're really emotional, the brain is taken over, and we can't think straight.
That's right. That's right.
The best example is, how many of you watching ever said anything that you regretted later in the heat of the action?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So helpful technique, breathing technique when you're stressed. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Count to 4 while you're breathing in. Count to 4 while you're breathing out. And try to breathe into your diaphragm, which is below your, kind of like the hole in the rib cage, right?
Yeah, like right there. And if you keep your thumb on it, it actually helps focus you on that, and push on it when you push on your thumb when you inhale, and then feel it go down when you exhale.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So it looks like we're going to be on our own, so let's utilize the time when we have together. What I want to share with you is my daughter came to me 2 hours ago, and she said, hey, did you hear that in Venice, where there was all the canals and the boats, it usually is pretty dirty, the water. And now that people are a little confined, the fish are back, and even dolphins are back in the canal, and people are really happy. And then another thing she said was Italians, they're such an amazing people. They are on the balcony celebrating with each other, singing and dancing, doing exercises together from a little distance, but still joining the community. I think this is a great example and role model for spirit, and for kind of like, don't let anything get you down. Yes, this really.
Yeah, that's great.
This really is amazing. And for me, I want to share one technique that I learned from Blair Singer, one of my mentors. And it's about going into an upward spiral with your life. It's also, you can find it in his book. He wrote a book called Little Voice Mastery. So he's talking about the little voice that we all have in our head, sometimes holding us back and keeping us small. And what the technique is, it's how to deal with, well, let's put it the other way, how to anchor success and create more of the success that you have. And it's a 3-step, really, really simple. So here's the key. You need to celebrate at least 5 times a day, regardless of your situation. And it can be really, really small, tiny celebration wins. So even someone giving you a cup of coffee, smiling at you, or a neighbor waving at you friendly from the distance, this can be a win. So first, recognize that win, and then anchor it with a physical movement. So what I do is I pull in my fist. Can you see? Yeah. I pull in my fist and I say, yes. So whatever it feels good for you. The other day we had arigato health with a snap, which is also a physical anchor. Some kind of physical movement, pull it in, anchor that. Step number 1, recognize the win and anchor it with a physical movement. Step number 2 is you need to attribute it to yourself. So say, I deserve that the neighbor smiled at me because I'm just awesome. Or because I get up every day and do whatever it takes. Or whatever fits for your personality style, but just attribute it to yourself, and make sure you don't say, well, that was just coincidence or luck or anything like that. Very important. What happens when you keep doing that at least 5 times a day, your self-esteem goes up, and your spirit goes up, and your happiness level goes up. Step number 3, really important, is you project this win into the future. So you can say, because this neighbor waved at me, because this happened now, the rest of my day is going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. Or the rest of my week, or the rest of my life, whatever you feel like, you can play around with it. Just project it into the future. And this way you are kind of expecting more good things. You're expecting more good things to happen. And this reverses the spiral if you're in a downward spiral, and turns it into an upward spiral. All right?
Cool.
Did that make sense for you, Sonia?
That made a lot of sense for me. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. So I encourage you, do this at least 5 times a day, and then repeat arigato at least 5 times a day as well, and see what happens. And if something happens or you like it, please share it. Share it in the comments below. Say this was helpful, or if it wasn't helpful, you can also share it. Or if you didn't understand, share it, and we'll be happy to explain. All right. So is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience, Sonia?
Well, yeah, I heard there's one thing that I heard yesterday, that the Chinese word for crisis is made of 2 parts. One is danger and the other is opportunity.
Ah, nice. Yes.
So I think that's fitting for what we're doing here.
Yes. Yes. 100%. And another thing that one of my facilitators, Sharif, he shared with me was a whole bunch of positive things. So on our website, the Swiss government website, what it said yesterday was that there's 198,000 cases worldwide, but out of those, 82,500 are healed already. So that's almost half. And a lot of statistics don't even show that. So I think that's really positive. And I can't seem to find it right now. I'll share it with you next week. So there's a whole bunch of positive stuff going on around, and people get really creative. And I think this is the community is coming together, supporting each other. Also with you guys coming together, coaches, experts from all over the world wanting to join and share positive strategies. And that's just simply human nature is amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much for organizing this and running it day after day.
My pleasure. The next one will be on Monday. If you have something to say and to share, only positive, then reach out to me and I'll put you on one of the next shows. This is also, by the way, this is also on the website, so you can see all of them if you need a little bit of a happiness boost, and on YouTube. And hope you enjoy it and utilize it. So let's end with what do you feel like saying, Sonia, about this whole thing?
This whole thing, the whole situation. I want to say, go create your life.
Go create your life. Thank you. Yes. Opportunities and sharing and support. That's what I feel like saying. All right. Thank you very much for being here, Sonia.
Thank you for inviting me.
Sonia, the happiness coach. And for you guys, stay awesome and stay healthy.